Hello everybody, my name is Digital Cake and welcome back to World Conqueror 3. Also we're playing in Japan. In the last episode we dominated China pretty badly and now they are hurting. They have just one city left, which is Wuhan. I'm believing it's Wuhan. Although I'm probably butchering the name, so don't blame me, okay? Actually, do blame me, because it's just my horrible pronunciation. But then China will be done, which means then we can just finish by pushing down into this area of Thailand, take these islands, wipe out Australia, take out Hawaii, take out Midway, probably take out the rest of the USSR over here and draw a fine line where Ural ends. That way I'm relatively close to Russia's borders. But like I said, Germany's having a pretty difficult time. They've already lost almost every city that they've conquered from the Soviet Union and Poland. The only cities that they still have left from the conquest is Riga and Leningrad. They never wiped out the Netherlands. They never wiped out Denmark. They never wiped out Norway either, which basically means that they are kind of never going to fully kick off until somebody gives them a nudge. And I'm hoping the amount of nudging that I'm doing will hopefully start them up again. Because France still owns a majority of land in Africa, although Spain and Italy are giving them a run for their money. I would like to wipe the UK out from Burma and basically like the Malaysia area. I also want to wipe out France from Indochina. And then I want to wipe out India. And then I'll probably push up into the USSR from here. Because I could just loop up around here and just take Stalingrad. Although, you see, these countries right here, the ones with like the complete gray, that are grayed out, these are neutral countries. So technically, they don't fight you as long as you don't fight them. Now, if you fight them, then they're not going to openly go out of their way. It's basically just like if you attack them and they can attack you back, they're going to defend, but they're not going to do anything else. So you can basically just take their resources and be a jerk like I do all the time to them for free resources. But we need to wipe out China. And China is the next country that we can wipe out. And then right after that, then we'll be able to do full mobilization against the rest of China, which is right there. So I have Bangkok right now, which sucks. I'm also trying to take out Manila, which I believe is how you pronounce it. Trying to put extra troops on there, hoping I can just take that land without them noticing. Yeah, if Germany can just like hold on to a massive amount of their land for a long enough amount of time, they'll be in fine shape. It's just they can't seem to do that. It may be that they just don't understand that they need land. The AI may just be stupid enough. I have no idea. Yeah, well, China's about to get wiped out of mainland China. So I just want to wipe out this last city. That way I don't have to worry about them over here. Okay, now that that's done, we need to start both A, bombing their stuff, and B, intercepting anything that comes into this area. So mainly we're going to be pushing forward on all fronts. I want to create more aircraft carriers because these two aircraft carriers that they have are severely dangerous to me. I'm also able to capture that fort there. Yeah. So, like I had mentioned, I want to stop Russia advancing by just taking out like their oil reserves. That way they're kind of forced because they're mainly focused on rocket artillery and mechanized units. And if I can just wipe out their oil supplies, they'll be pretty damaged. And I mean, I've taken a decent amount from them. I've taken 40, 80, 90 oil from their normal count, although they still have a lot left, which is bad. Although as they're pushing further in, they're going to have to start basically going city to city, bombarding them. And these rocket artilleries are not very good for close-up battles, which is good for my allies anyway. And to be honest, I am completely ready for my allies to just all randomly, spontaneously die of some stupid reason, and me have to carry the entire game, because I have had to do that more than once. Where you get to the point where you're like, hey, let's do this, and then they're like, no, we're dead. Oh, thanks, buddy. Glad you're here to help. So yeah, the US is getting dangerously close to my capital, which I do not like. Although I can only do so much about it, which sucks and is very annoying. There we go. So that's done there. We can start moving this bulk of troops out. Yeah, so we're going to very quickly try to press in and take the UK out of Burma. Because that's Borno. That's Borno. Borno or Bruno. I forget how to pronounce it properly, but oh yeah, so a lot of this fighting that's now going to start commencing will mainly be very tedious, very small engagements. Now because we have mainly just wiped out what's left of China, and China has 2 units now. So China's practically out of the running. I mean, I don't want to say completely because I don't want to bash them, because I mean, I've seen nations come up from one or two cities, taking out a bunch of other nations. But yeah, so Europe seems... Oh, finally. Denmark got defeated. But by who? Was that Nazi Germany? No, it was Finland. Really? Finland is doing something? I'm actually surprised. I really have to say I am surprised. Now they just need to take out the Netherlands. And then Germany could literally just focus on wiping out the rest of Paris. And then they could just turn their troops around and just fight the Russians, and then they'd be fine. Now, this is the 1939 campaign, so I've also assumed that we may want to do this type of campaign again, but in the next year. Please. Die. You're too close. You're also too close. I know it's very quiet, but it's mainly just me thinking, how the heck can I do this without screwing up on camera? Just mainly a lot of my thinking is just, how can I not screw this up? And a majority of the time that answer is very simple. But every once in a while it's just a difficult answer. Like, well, you see, if you do a splinter maneuver over to the left, you can be able to cut them off by about 18.93%. But that's only, of course, if you have your troops perfectly aligned and the sun is at exactly 27 degrees facing north. And that doesn't make sense because, well, the sun never faces north, because it always rises in the east. Yeah, it always rises in the east and sets in the west. I only know that because, well, I live in Washington, and if you go down to the ocean, well, sideways to the ocean or up to the ocean from where I live, or down to the ocean, you could literally go in just about any direction other than east and eventually hit the ocean. Well, the Pacific anyway. And yeah, it's just ridiculously impossible to do, like, 4th of July. We're normally out on the beach, and it is blinding. I'm just saying. Okay, so now that our main island's currently getting threatened, we may want to bring, yeah, that battleship over here. I see you over there, so I'm going to move you back over to here. And I'm going to move you guys down to there. And I guess I should have you guys attack there. Okay, now we got a perfect picture of mainland, inner Central Europe. It should be heating up. Yep. Okay, so the Soviet Union actually has hit the capital of Berlin far sooner than it should have. Although it's going to be a lot of infighting now, because they could still take Paris, because they're very close to doing so. If they can hold on to Paris the entire time, then they can just lure the Soviet Union in towards coming towards Paris. Or what I could do is I could sneak up from behind and try to take some land from... Well, I should try to take some resources from the Soviet Union while they're completely distracted. And that's actually what I'm going to go send this guy to go do. Because, I mean, if nothing else, boo-hoo, I lose a troop. But it's not like he's a super expensive troop, which means I feel completely fine with risking him. Okay, I really don't like the amount of troops that are actually coming up here. Because now it's just India funneling in a bunch of useless troops that are just going to eventually wipe me off the face of the earth. And I don't like that idea, so please leave. Move that there. Okay. There we go. Now we gotta move that down to there. Move that down to there. I'll move that down to there, so I can shoot at that. And then next turn. Yep, so now we have a perfect view of mainland Europe again. And it's looking pretty bad for the Germans. Oh, and Romania, the second Axis power to fall. Okay, so that means that the Axis days are numbered. Although, yeah, Yugoslavia fell. Hungary's still alive. I can't tell what that is. I think that's Serbia. There's Czechoslovakia. So Czechoslovakia is still under control of Germany, as well as Berlin, Cologne, Brussels, or Brussels. The city in East Prussia. The Baltic states are mainly under their control as well, so. Yeah, I see your sly moves over here trying to get to this oil, but you don't need it. India's also over here trying to grab my oil. Everybody's trying to grab oil, mainly because oil is ridiculously expensive. And without it, you will not be able to run any motorized troops. And for a country, especially like the Soviet Union, with how it's mainly rocket artillery based right now, severely bad for them. I mean severely. It could collapse their entire country doing it. Yeah, so we may lose a ship or two in this Pacific, but I mean, I'm hoping that the US just keeps throwing troops at us and does not pay attention to Europe. Oh, of course. So, rip all of Europe, because this is a heavy tank with 430 health with Eisenhower. Dwight D. Eisenhower, to be exact, I believe. This is Marshall Eisenhower. thank you, timer, for telling me that we're out of time for this episode. But let me explain. So this guy, I remember fighting against this guy. He is, oh, so annoying to fight. Because he'll recover just as much health as you do damage a lot of the time. So as long as Spain can hold on to where they're at, just keep pushing on France. France is slowly getting weaker, which means it won't be able to hold Paris for much longer, which means then Germany can take up Paris and possibly even Lyon, which would be they may be able to also take Marseille. Yeah, Marseille. And then they need to hold on to Munich, Vienna, and Prague, as well as Cologne and Berlin, although Berlin's probably going to be the most difficult of them all. And as long as they can keep a front open over here with troops, it will still cause lots of damage to the Soviet Union. But in the next episode on Friday, because today is Wednesday, well, the time that you guys are seeing this is actually Tuesday that this is getting recorded, that you guys are going to be able to see my horrible mistakes that I may or may not make. I have no idea, because I haven't recorded that episode yet. But if you like this video, make sure to leave a like and a comment telling me any wonderful strategies as to how to quickly bleed out the Soviet Union. Although you can tell that they don't have all too many forces. And the US is looking a bit weird. I mean, now that I notice this, Alaska is kind of just like squished in there. But anyway, and make sure to subscribe to make sure that this channel grows to an even bigger, unproportional amount. Because, you know, I like those numbers, okay? So, my name is Digital Cake, signing off. Bye.